no, it's fine. And then my roommate's GF was like, said something along the lines of, it's good to talk about it, or, people avoid it too much. And when it comes to this, I guess death, and also like slur, slip and slide, talking about that, people, I don't know, people, bro, why is it even like a bad thing to talk about? It exists. It's like when YouTube bans certain things or censors certain words, it makes no sense, because you're gonna go out and you're gonna turn off your phone and your computer, and you're gonna go out into the world, and people are gonna say those words. Like, censorship and hiding makes no sense, because you can't avoid it. It exists in the world. There's no escaping that fact. You have to see it and understand it. Okay, not the thing itself, but you have to like, all the problems, I think problems in life come from avoidance, right? When you're avoiding this thing, it's like the girl who grew up, this is like a typical story, right? A girl who grows up Catholic, or like a Mormon girl, or some girl who grows up like very, very sexually, what's the word? Repressed. And then she goes out into the world one day, right? And the world is the way it is now, and it gets bombarded by like sexuality, and then she becomes a total like freak. That's what happens, bro. Like, if you had kids and you sheltered them from, I don't know, bro, like, I remember I never drank soda when I was a kid, and I don't know if it was banned, not banned, but like, my parents were like, you can't drink it. It was more of like, I was never around it, but everyone else was. I remember like being at a pizza party in maybe 4th grade in music class, and the teacher's like pouring out soda for everyone, and I'm watching this in my mind. I can't comprehend this. Like, I'm like, oh, this isn't good. My mom says I shouldn't drink this. Everyone else is drinking it. I was like, such a you know what I mean? It's a funny thing. You want your kids to not guzzle soda, but you can't hide it from them, bro. It exists in the world. How are you gonna, and this is like a really common thing, I don't have kids. I can't tell you how to parent. Maybe the best way to parent is to lock your kid in a cage and, homeschool them, and so they have no social skills and they don't know anything about the world. Maybe that's the best way to raise a kid. Maybe you have to find a way to do everything in moderation. Maybe give your kids soda like, a couple times a month, and be like, all right, guys, here's the soda. Don't make a big deal about it. Just give them soda. And then they drink it, they like it, and then just be like, all right, we don't have any more. Oh, it looks like you drank it all. That's it. Pour the rest down the sink and just throw it away. What are they gonna know? Give them a little taste, though. Give them a little, first hit is free, But no, you can see how someone that, imagine a kid that never ate sugar when they were a kid, and then, dude, I don't know, they turn 18 years old, they leave the house, they go out in the world, and there's just sugar everywhere, and they just become a diabetic because they can't handle it. They can't. I think the same thing goes for drinking. So like the drinking age in the US is 21, which I don't know why. If you think about it, like why? Why is that the case? I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason somewhere along the line. There's a reason for it. So people make the argument that, American kids have no idea how to drink, because, teenagers in France and Italy are chugging wine when they're 14. And so they kind of grow up to be like, by the time that they're 21, they're like over that shit. They're like, whatever. The wine is just whatever. I'm good. But when an American kid turns 21, bro, that's so old too. I'm so old, bro. I'm literally 50 years old. But when an American kid turns 21, it's like, holy shit, alcohol, and they just die of alcohol poisoning. I mean, I'm sure. I don't have any stories to point to exactly, but I'm pretty sure I've heard of, girl goes away to college and dies of alcohol poisoning because she didn't know how to drink. Bruh. Plus, who are we kidding, dude? The drinking age is 21. Everyone knows that everyone's drinking when they're 18, 19, 20. I don't know, life's so funny. Life and rules and laws are just so funny because meth is illegal. People do it every day. I don't know what to tell you. Like, the people who want to do meth are not going to stop whether it's legal or not. And the people who are on the fence about doing meth, the legality of it is not going to change their opinion. Whether it's legal or not, it's not going to change the fact it's not going to change whether or not they use it. So, the legality of a drug is just simply has to do with making the government money, and that's the end of it. It's all about money, guys. It's all about money. You know, it's all about money, then you die. The end. And the only other two things I was thinking about today was, you know, time, how time just, it doesn't, like, time doesn't exist. And then being my own boss, I think. Self-discipline and procrastination. Why do I procrastinate? Why do I think to myself that I can't wait for work to be over so that I can get home and do nothing? But while I'm at work, I have all the dreams in the world. I will figure that out. I will understand that thought process. But maybe I'm destined to do nothing with my life. Who knows? I'm just gonna go with it either way. I'm gonna take this job opportunity because the guy's standing there looking at me like, oh, I really want, like, you're perfect for this job. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, bro, I've never had a sales job in my life. I've never managed people in my life. I've never done any of this in my life. But the guy can just tell, like, I want to hire this guy because I don't even know exactly why. But I'm just Himothy, I guess. I'm him, guys. I'm gonna ride this high horse all the way into town, baby. Let's go. I'm gonna be all full of myself today and be like, yeah, that's right. I just got hired. It means nothing. It means whatever meaning I give it, bro. It means whatever I say it means. Like, the whole not being able to say words thing is so funny because it's just words. Like, they're just words. How powerful are words really, right? I'm speaking words right now. That's how I'm communicating to you. But my words mean nothing unless you take action. My words mean nothing to myself unless I take action. I could sit here and talk my whole life, and all these words will just be lost. They're just into oblivion they go. And the only thing that will be remembered are your actions, because you know, philosophers can say things and politicians can say things, but you know, if I hear a quote from Marcus Aurelius, it's just words to me. And then even his name is just a word to me. What does he mean? He means whatever his actions were, right? And you know, our life today is the result of our ancestors' actions. I mean, and that comes from your thoughts, right? And maybe your thoughts are words, but oh, see, now we're going back to when was the first ever, like, conscious thought? In what language was the first conscious thought? How did they think the first conscious thought if they couldn't communicate it? How did someone communicate to another person, or how did an ape communicate to another ape that they just had a thought? Morse code? Or did they start banging on trees with rocks? I don't know.
A lot of these sports, they're male-dominated sports. So there's going to be a lot of doubt, but you have to let that fuel that fire inside you, and you have to prove the doubt is wrong. If you are so set on something and you love something so much, you can accomplish anything you want within that. Whatever you set your mind to, you can accomplish it. It doesn't matter if you're a female or a male. Like, go out there and live your dream. Accomplish what you want to accomplish, and let the people talk. Because there's going to be people that love you and people that hate you. But if they're talking about you, you're doing something.
That's right.
You're getting your name out there. The haters, they talk your name more than the people that like you. Believe me, I know. I got a lot of haters. But all they're acting like is a crazy fan.
Right.
So let that fuel you and just keep doing your thing, because they're getting your name out there for you.
And it's not
like
if I couldn't read Latin, it means nothing to me. All the Roman, the buildings like the Pantheon, I believe, has the whatever the words are on the outside, which look, you know, they're letters in the alphabet that we use today. Or I don't know whose alphabet is ours. Some of it's Greek, right? Some of it? No. Are any of our letters Greek? The English alphabet? What even is the English alphabet? Isn't that based? It's Roman, Latin. You know, the Romance languages. What? Oh my God, bro! What am I saying right now? Someone give me a history book, bro. I don't know what I'm talking about.
build to this. We build to this. Everybody's feeling sorry for Cena. I'm reaching. Come on, John, dig. Getting everybody to clap. Come on. This is new to me because I'm a heel. Getting everybody getting, come on, John, fight, dig. Come on, John. Everybody's cheering for him. My nephew, Trey, 5-year-old nephew, too. Come on, Cena, come on. Go for the tag. No, drop down. Oh my gosh, the pop that was one of my favorite pops I ever got too. On that heel turn, letting John Cena down, they couldn't believe it. My nephew couldn't believe it. What? Big David, what are you doing? Couldn't believe it. I loved it. It was awesome. That was such a great moment for my character. It was so unexpected. And then people were shocked. I go and I start walking up the ramp. And then if you notice, then Batista comes down. Because John Cena gets beat up, gets knocked out by Big Show and The Miz. They retain. But after that, he's left laying there. So the plan was, and they put it over on commentary, that Batista and I worked out a deal where I would go down and double cross Cena. So then Batista could go in and basically tell him he's going to invoke his rematch clause and intimidate him. So they were building to a storyline with me and Batista working with each other and eventually leading to something with me and Cena. So this was awesome because I'd wanted to work with Dave, and this whole night was unbelievable. And, you know, even getting to work with Dave was brought into this. Shout out to you, Dave. That's my guy too. That's my buddy. I've got to catch up with him soon. So I walked back through the curtain into Gorilla, and I remember was thinking there'd be a whole bunch of people back there for applause. Hey, great. It wasn't. Like, a lot of the agents and stuff were gone. LA. But Vince was back there and was really happy. Told me I did a great job. And then I waited for everybody so I could thank everybody. Thanked Big Show. Thanked The Miz. Big Show said I did great, by the way.
Today's lesson,
he didn't say great.
bulk.
He said I did good. He said, good job. Good job. Okay? That was all I got. Hey, that was good enough. So I was happy for that. Cena came backstage. This is that moment, man. Cena came backstage. I thanked him. He was so happy. Like the way
Just like Sam Hyde said it. Well,
what do you want to call it? The drop down, the missed tag. He was so grateful for the way the double cross came about. Back up. Cena was so pleased with how the tag spot happened, how it came.
he was actually
That's what he was really concerned about.
making fun of the rich boomer who told him to buy in bulk. However,
He was so happy. And
it is actually very good advice, and not for the reasons you think. But first, let's take a sip.
I want you to start riding with me. Like, when you're not going full time, I want you to start riding with me sometimes, like on my bus.
Oh, you see this energy drink?
You just, give me some advice.
I had to wait 5 minutes
I'm like,
for some old bitches to buy their shit in the store. No, petrol. The kitty came to see me. The kitties are coming to
kill me
see
on the
me.
next one. I don't even know what that means, but I'm taking it as like the next top guy or something like that. It doesn't matter. That's huge praise. And he invited me to ride on the road with him on his bus. This is like LeBron asking me to, travel with him, ride his private jet. What? Like, I didn't even know Cena rode with people, but he invited me to ride with him on his bus. I was like, yo, this is... That is one of my highest moments in professional wrestling. Favorite moments, satisfying moments. I mean, those are the two first time I got.
And welcome to Australia Zoo. Mate, every single thing you see here today, myself and my mum and dad built from the ground up. And Terry and I, well, we're just continuing the family tradition. Please, come and have a look at the things we love the most. Our animals. Let's have a look.
So this was one of...
These dingoes, Australia's native dog. Wild animals. You girls are wild. I might have some treats for you.
So, in my next career video...
Aren't they just beautiful, hey? The dingo.
From London, the O2 Arena.
Yes, the big...
Have a look at this singles match against John Cena on Monday Night Raw.
Today His lesson, buy in bulk, just like Sam Hyde said it. Let me get a meat stick for the kitty. Where's the meat sticks? Shit. Where's the meat sticks? Okay.
Thinking about who is going, we know.
Will tell. I don't like to think about Stevie Turner on my off time.
Kendall tries to slide to the outside. Nikita Lyons takes that left leg call to climb.
Yam slam! Yam slam!
Laying those rights in as she
Go. So she hanging in there on one leg, hopping
look
around.
Look at the fight from Kendall Gray.
Everything she's got in her.
There's just not enough strength in that leg.
Oh!
Who now is on Nikita Lyons' back, so to try to choke her out.
Smart move. I mean, just grab onto her and hold on for dear life.
Listen, the more you can stay on Nikita Lyons' back, the more gravity is kicking in. She's using the right knee now to try to survive.
Oh, don't climb the ropes, Kendall.
Oh my God, a flying shoulder blow.
And that's why I said not to use the ropes.
Oh boy, she tried one too many times, and now the big splash. 1, 2, 3. Thinking about who is going, we know.
Will tell. I don't like to think about Stevie Turner.
So it's called Veg Source. So Veg Source says in this video, if meat healed disease, where are the clinics? Where are the clinics? Well, food doesn't heal diseases, dude. It doesn't heal you.
Every few years this happens. Fat is bad. Then carbs are bad. Now suddenly plants are bad and meat is the answer to everything.
Well, they are, because we're carnivore animals. Those foods are bad. Diets are bad for humans. Yeah, these fake diets, dude.
We're in one of those cycles again right now, but there's a question that almost nobody asks. What are the results? I just read a piece in the New York Times talking about this surge in meat consumption and how it's being framed not just as food.
A surge in meat consumption? You mean a surge in eating food? It went up. You mean people are eating natural food more now than ever? Yeah, okay.
But almost as medicine, with influencers and even public officials.
I love this one, as medicine. Okay, you could, I guess you could equate that as being medicinal, right? Your natural food is like medicine. Yeah, okay, well, because you're not suffering from any of these so-called diseases. Yeah.
Promoting meat-heavy diets as a path to better health, despite the science.
Why? What's wrong with the meat-heavy diet? Your dog eats meat, doesn't he? You don't feed him plants, do you? You don't see him eating artificial food, do you? What happens if you feed him that? He'll get sick. And when you stop feeding him those artificial foods and feed him a high meat diet, or whatever you want to call it, what happens to your dog? Oh, it's medicine. He becomes healthy again. Wow.
Being far more mixed and complicated than that. You've got influencers, podcasts, even public officials saying that meat improves mental clarity, meat fixes chronic disease, meat boosts.
How does it do that exactly? I don't understand. How does it do that? From the nutrients that it has, that's how it keeps you healthy and sane. That's how it does it, because it's not deficient in any nutrients. Meat, duh.
Testosterone. Meat solves.
Yeah, testosterone. Yes, your testosterone goes up and everything. Wow, isn't that incredible? Yeah.
Autoimmune issues. And look,
it doesn't cure autoimmune issues. It prevents them from happening. They happen because you're on a fake diet, which causes it. But once you get off a fake diet, just like a cow, if you put a cow on a diet, he's going to get mad cow disease, you asshole, and fucking dysbiosis. Duh. So when you get him off this fake diet, right, and he starts eating his natural food, grass, then guess what? He's fucking normal.
some of these people genuinely believe that, but belief isn't the same as proof.
I love this. These people genuinely believe that. It's not based on belief. It's based on their instincts. Get it? Their experiences. Their experiences are telling them, look, I'm normal again, eating my natural food as a carnivore animal. You dumbass.
And if you've been around a while, you've seen this before. Diet trends don't move in a straight line. They swing like a pendulum back and forth. In one decade, it's low fat, then it's Atkins, then it's Mediterranean, then it's keto, and now it's carnivore. And each time...
Yeah, those are all fake. Those are all fake diets. That's a behavior. You're exuding an abnormal behavior as a carnivore animal going on these diets.
It's presented the same way. Everything we thought before was wrong. This is the answer. So that
your natural food is the answer. Yes, eating natural food is the answer. Yeah.
Alone should make you pause, because here's what actually matters.
Why should it? Why? What matters exactly? I'll tell you what matters. What matters is that you're a normal human being. You eat what you're supposed to be eating, so you don't break the laws of nature, right? You don't fuck up. But this guy, he's a doctor, right? I don't know what he is. Whatever he is, he wants to keep you sick because it's a business.
Not what people are saying, not what's trending.
No, not what people are saying or what's trending. What people are experiencing. They're experiencing health for the first time in their life. They're experiencing good health, yes. Going back to eating their natural food, bro.
What happens when you take real, actual, sick people and you put them on a diet and track the results?
Okay, why are they sick? Do you know any animals out in nature that are sick eating their natural food? Or if you feed an animal unnatural food, do they become sick? Yes.
That is the test. And when you look at that, something...
Yeah, that's the test. So why are he's upset that everybody's getting better eating meat? They're all getting better and healthier, right? He says, oh, they're treating it like medicine because all these people are cured now, so they're saying it's medicine. Okay, so what's curing them exactly?
Very clear shows up. Doctors like Nathan Pritikin, John McDougall, Walter Kempner, Caldwell Esselstyn.
Yeah. What about it?
Ian Ornish. They didn't just talk about diet. They took people with heart disease, diabetes, obesity, cancer, and they put them on low-fat, plant-based diets, and they got consistent, repeatable results.
Low-fat, plant-based diets. Low-fat. Plant-based diets. They got consistent, repeatable results. What were they exactly?
Improved cardiovascular markers, weight loss, in many cases.
They did they? Okay.
Actual disease reversal. People stopped having heart disease problems.
Really? They did? For how long did it last for? Until it stopped working. How long did it last until it stopped working? Like the vegan compilation.
Their diabetes, their macular
and welcome to Australia Zoo. Mate, every single thing you see here today, myself and my mum and dad built from the ground up. And Terry and I, well, we're just continuing the family tradition. Please, come and have a look at the things we love the most, our animals. Let's have a look. These dingoes, Australia's native dog, wild animals. You girls are wild.
I might have some treats for you. Aren't they just beautiful? Hey? The dingo.
Yes!
I need dingo.
there with them on the next trip. First class this trip, so you know I had to make all my loser coworkers feel bad as they step their asses to the back of the plane. Just kidding, I'll be right there with them on the next trip. Anyway, I absolutely love the city. First class this trip, so you know I had to make all my loser coworkers feel bad as they step their asses to the back of the plane. Just kidding, I'll be right there with them on the next trip. Anyway, I absolutely love the city. First class this trip, so you know I had to make all my loser coworkers feel bad as they step.
Arrivals of Australia Zoos.
It is actually very good advice, and not for the reasons you think. But first, let's take a sip. You see this energy drink? I had to wait 5 minutes for some old bitches to buy their shit in the store. After they me, oh, I have a Patreon. I want donations. Working on punishing Bulgarian retards, and the answer is yes. The problem is you usually don't see it. If you set someone's house on fire, you're not gonna go there to like check up on the next day, so you don't know what happened. But yeah, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it, and it's the right thing to do. Okay. If your boss lays you off after you've been loyal, after you've been doing like a good job, like putting some care, being loyal to the company, if your boss lays you off for no reason, replaces you with an Indian, and they're always gonna give you a reason, they're always gonna say, oh, there's some reason, budget cuts. But if you see that he replaced you with an Indian and he's at home partying with his kid in the pool, sweet 16 birthday party, and meanwhile you can't feed your kid, and he replaced you with an Indian, he's driving the BMW, he's partying in the backyard, should you go to ruin his child's birthday party? Should you go with a funny flamethrower? I would say yes. Absolutely. If I was in America, if I had proper access to guns, if I was an American man, they would call me the silencer man. They would call me the silencer man because we always walking around with a silencer. It is such a... No wonder it's illegal. No wonder it's illegal. Are you kidding me? No wonder it's illegal. You just walk around with a newspaper or some kind of a bag.
And it's the chart, do you wish people hit on you? We're going to take a very scientific and intellectually rigorous approach to this sociological phenomenon. Do you wish people hit on you? More or less. Number 2,315. These data and statistics, I helped Myron with his latest book. I've done my book, and you look at these, and you're like, man, this is not, I doubt this was done terribly scientifically, but it's all the data we got. So I don't know, just look out, guys. Here's what, before we even do you want to just be a lot easier. Why don't you all do, guys, why don't you do this? This would be easy. 10's a nice round number, right? You could get into deciles. Go ask out 10 girls that you think are attractive. Go ask out 10 girls. Let me know how many show up on the date. Okay, just let me know. Not how many say yes, not how many give you a number or whatever you kids do. How many of them show up on the date? And there's your answer. You'll find out how interested women are. There's been another, this is, I do believe the statistics. I believe this, and I actually am agreeing that you should ask out more women. But it is not, as the statistics present themselves, as easy as it might be, because we have other real-world data. Probably the best data that's ever come out on this, and that's online dating. Look, hey, ladies, you could have gone out. Look, Bumble and Match Group and Tinder and Swindler and Booby and Bobby. They could have all been profitable if, I don't know, if women just went on dates. But they don't. Some do. I don't want to sound like the doomer gloomer. I think you still should be asking out women, but it's an issue of lies, damn lies, and statistics. So the chart, let me pull it up. What was the context? I think they just did a survey. I forget who did the survey. Do you wish people hit on you more or less? Survey of 2,315 people. I'm going to assume a split between male and female, about 50-50. Men, 92% of men wish women would hit on them more. 8% of men said no, which is a fascinating statistic. Just so you know, when you're an economist or a statistician, whatever, and for decades you pull numbers and data here or there and here, and then all of a sudden another number from a completely different angle will pop up. You're like, wait, that's the same number. And if you look at Dataclysm, it was written by a guy who was the data chief or something at OkCupid. Forgot what it was. It's in, I think it's in, is it my book or my God? The data all goes, it's either in Myron's latest book or it's in my book. I don't want a threesome with Jesus. Where if you look at the statistics and the data, at about 8%, the top 8% of men, it just skyrockets. So here's if you want to know what the interest of women is in men based on men's looks on a scale of 1 to 10, at 0, it's 0. There's actually a little bit of a bump up because there's somebody. And then it more or less flatlines. Now it's going up linearly, slowly, very shallow slope. So, you know, a 7 is going to get more interest in girls than a 6 more than 5, but not. But man, once it hit, and we're not talking once you hit an 8, when you get to the top the top 8%, meaning a 9.2 on the 1 through 10 scale, assuming linearness, straight lineness, then it skyrockets. I've talked about that where it's a critical mass of plutonium and have a nuclear reaction or escape velocity of Earth, whatever. That I did, God, because I edited one, I wrote the other. That is in I Don't Want a Threesome with Jesus. That is in I Don't Want a Threesome with Jesus. It's for you Christian people that aren't having sex because your wife doesn't like sex. Sorry, that's what it is. That's what it is. How dare you, sir? Anyway, getting back to the statistic, 8% of the men don't, because I was asking, well, who the heck are the 8% of the men that don't want to get hit on? Like, I love it when I get hit on. What guy doesn't love? Oh, unless it happens to you every day. Unless you're that top 8%, which almost exactly maps on to the data in Dataclysm, where if you're in that top 8%, the women are just pawing at you. 8%, not an 8. That's technically top 30%. 8, 9s, and 10s. We're talking 9.2 and higher. So that is, you say, well, who's the 8%? It's that guys who just get constantly hounded, just like the women. Now let's move to the female chart. 69% wish they got hit on by more, and everyone is going to the obvious, saying, look, women want men to hit on them more. It's like, okay, and 31% of them don't. And now I got to ask the same question. Let's use another statistic coming from a different angle. What percent of marrying age women are overweight? And what percent are not? Now, if I remember correctly, it was something like 69, 70% of women of marrying age are fat, obese or overweight. I categorize y'all fat. You're just fat. I think, and that goes universally for guys too. If you're simply not overweight, you're in the top 30%. Oh my gosh, are you saying the thin, attractive women are the ones also getting sick and tired of being hit on all the time? So here's the problem. 69% of women would like you to hit on them more. Okay, cool. What percentage of them are attractive? And I almost guarantee you, if we were to go and look at the 69%, I like to get hit on more versus the 31%, men are hitting on me too much. The 31% are going to be the ones that are attractive ones, and the ugly ones are going to be the 69%. So that's what I'm going to get. Yeah, now is there going to be an attractive woman who would like to be hit on more? Sure, probably fine. But generally, I'm going to assume the same problem that faces the 8% men. By the way, I mean, if you want to see it, Go watch the Thunder Down Under guys or the Chippendales. Those guys are like, you know, you think that might be great until you get it. And then it's like getting junk mail. You're like, no, I want to go home and sleep. I want to read a book. I want to go to church. So I'm going to bet the 31% of the women who don't want to be hit on more are the ones who get hit on so much that it's not novel. It happens to them all the time, and they're sick of it. And they have every right to be. Unfortunately, they're also the attractive ones. So, guys, the ones who are out of shape, but let's just be honest, you men are also equally out of shape. Different. I'm just saying the ones with the tattoos and the hair, I'm going to guess a very high percent of the 69% of the women who'd like to be hit on more, there's a reason men aren't hitting on them more. And the ones who don't want to be hit on more would be the ones that you would be interested in hitting on. So we got that. The other couple other notes here. One, let me move this over here. I am still of the opinion you should be asking more girls out. It's just easier. Ask them out in person. However, I am aware of the risks nowadays, I guess, for you young guys out there, where when I first heard, they're going to put me on blast. I'm like, so fucking what? They put you on blast. And now I realize, a lot of girls, when a guy asks a girl out because it's so rare, they're going to glom onto that whether they like you or not. And there's a really good chance they'll post it on the internet or social media or whatever. Oh, my God, look, Timmy and whatever. I'm trying to think, what's a high school course? Jimmy Jimerson in geometry hit on me. Geometry Jimmy. He asked me out. Social media, and like, all right, if you live on the internet, I guess that'd be a drawback. I still wouldn't let that hold it against you, but I have, not Jimmy Jimerson, I've had a couple clients of men, one who was on that, not T, he was on the Are We Dating the Same Guy at Facebook. He had to move cities where he dated because he had he still does have a very prestigious, highly visible, he didn't do anything wrong, he's just dating a bunch of gals. He's not married, he doesn't, how would turn you guys on if he was? He had to go and date in a different town because it was starting to have the potential to have an effect on his very hard, well-earned career. And so, especially nowadays, it used to be, now, just so you know, I think the fear is a little bit overblown. Depends on who you are. I don't think I've ever had like a really bad experience. Like I've had bad experiences with girls like, yeah, not with you or whatever. They're just being mean. But I've not had it where she hit me in my face or ran over my legs or filmed it. Though that would probably predate my days. If I've asked out a girl, the vast majority of the time, they're polite or they just, the vast majority of the time say, no, I have a boyfriend. And a lot of it was like, no, I have a boyfriend. So there's a little meanness there. Fine. Okay. Other time, oh, no, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend. Or they were just, oh, thank you, but no, I have a boyfriend. It's been very polite. It's been civil. So I don't think the risk is all that big. Also, if you're asking a girl out in person, there's no text or message or whatever for them to screenshot and show their besties. If they break out the phone and they start filming you, yeah, you might want to leave. So I don't believe this should deter men. I think 69%. They want to, okay, good, go. Because what are you going to do? Go online dating? That's my main reason you should be asking girls out in person. Because online dating is a waste of fucking time. And no one's expecting it. It's completely open, exposed flank. Go watch my video on the airstrike or whatever I called it. How to quickly ask a girl out in person. However, here's the issue of it's not that men, I really don't believe men are afraid of rejection. I mean, yes, some are, and who isn't at some level. I think it's that they don't want to bother or be rude. And when you see videos of that that evil-looking blonde bitch, do not approach, like all these women trying to get clickbait and make a living on TikTok and not a job, and they stir up the pot. I think that has colored many young men's opinions and perception of their statistical chances of what could happen, especially in a negative light. And when they hear, okay, a third of women or 30% of women don't want to be asked out, I don't think they take the time to say, well, that's probably the really snooty, attractive girls. But if I ask out like a pretty mid or something like that, or if I know this gal, or, so what, I ask them out just because they don't want to be asked, doesn't mean they're going to be rude about it, right? They could be in the 31% and not be rude. They say, oh, thank you very much, but no. All right. And they say, God, I wish these guys would stop asking me out. I think the men just want to be polite. Say, God, okay, for every 3 girls I'm going to ask out, here's what the numbers break down to. 2 are going to be okay with it. 1 is not going to like it. And if you were to assume all the drama and the bullshit you see from vile feminist TikTokers and in social media influencers and shit stirrers like Yana Hawking and all these other fraudulent journos, you would think, oh my God, they're going to sue me. They're going to kick me in my ass. They're going to call my employer, which what? It's not illegal to ask out a girl. I think men go to the immediately the worst case scenario, which is overblown by women's old behavior on the internet. Some ill actors, some intellectually dishonest actors, I would say. A lot of ladies, by the way, if you want to be asked out more, you better go, you find out your girlfriend is doing a TikTok drama channel. Like, oh my God, men suck. Well, maybe you ought to tell her to knock that off. That's not my battle to fight, though. I think men, for the most part, like, okay, I ask out 3 girls, 2 might be okay with it, but 1's not going to be. Do you want to offend that 1 person to be okay with the other 2? Right? I'm not saying we're as polite and honorable as the Japanese. Far from it. We're Americans. We're nowhere near as honorable or polite. But I think men are just like, yeah, I saw like 1 in 3. And of course, yes, you could be, it's going to require context. If she's smiling at you and all that other stuff, you can go up to her and ask her out. I mean, there's going to be some tells, but those tells aren't always. I've literally had girls like, hey, how you doing? What do you want? You were looking at me. I thought maybe you want. Just because a girl looks at you, they're like, okay, fine. This was, of course, Minnesota, by the way. So maybe you all just avoid Minnesota and the upper Midwest in general. You should be all right. I think that third, you say, yeah, okay, a statistician would, go ask out more girls. I'd be like, yeah, go ask out more girls, even though most of those probably aren't the greatest looking ones, but at least they want to be asked out more. A polite man, which you presume you girls all claim to want, he's like, oh, yeah, okay, I can ask 2 girls out, but I'm going to offend a third one. And they don't, if you were, I'm trying to think of something that would be the equivalent to women. If you had 3 pairs of shoes in front of you, I guess this would be the way to kind of maybe put it. You got 3 pairs of shoes in front of you. Your choices are to buy 1 pair of those shoes or buy none at all, right? You either have to buy 1 pair. You can't buy all 3. You got to buy 1 pair, or you don't buy them at all. But one of those 3 pairs, people are going to say, those are the ugliest fucking shoes I've ever seen. Like, people will publicly admonish you, right? Or even worse, talk behind your back. And you can't tell which one it is, right? You don't know. Would you risk buying the pair of shoes? You got a 2/3 chance, but you got a 1/3 chance of people saying those are the shittiest fucking shoes, either to your face or worse, behind your back. And since we live in frenemy world and girl world, it's always behind your back. You need a short haircut, girlfriend. You need to eat a sandwich. So that is say, oh, look, see, it's only 31%. I'm thinking like, yeah, you're right. That wouldn't defaze me. But some people like, okay, so I'm going to offend 1 in every 3 people I talk to. Some men are that polite. Some men are that polite. And then I want to know, here, let me go pull up the chart again. Let me ask. Do you wish people hit on you more or less? 69% of women said more. I once again invoke these statistics of online dating. Get hit on there all the time. Do you want to get hit on or do you want to go on dates? What percent of the time is the hitting on? Why do you want to get hit on? So you could go on dates? Or is it to get attention? right? Like if girls were hitting on me and propositioning me, great, that's cool. Unless you're okay being a side piece or something. Not going to happen. It's the same thing. Of course, everybody loves attention. Wait, you're saying people love attention? No kidding. Everybody loves it except for the people getting too much attention because they're too attractive. In a certain sense, they're too attractive. They get too much attention, so they're sick of it. And you're saying everybody else would like to have more attention? Cool. Does that mean getting hit on does not mean going out on dates? And I guarantee you, every girl, except for, I guess, the really pretty ones, were offended that I asked them out. It happened every once in a while. But most girls, when you ask them out, they love it. Majority of them aren't going to go out with you, but they still love getting hit on. And so, yes, I understand Chris's point, everybody else's point. It's still my point. It's still like, yeah, you might as well go ask them out. It's still the best thing to do. But that doesn't mean 2/3 of the girls you ask out are going to go on a date with you. It doesn't mean the reason that they want to get hit on more is because they want to go on more dates. I'm going to tell you right now, the number one reason they want men to hit on them more is to get attention. The reason 92% of men want women to hit on them more, which rarely ever happens, is because they want to go on date. Okay, men want to have sex. If we could just skip the whole dating shit, that would be wonderful. But no, we gotta go through. Oh my God, that's amazing! You're just like every other girl, and majoring in dumb shit. And you vote Democrat, and you have that. Oh, you have the exact same opinions. Oh, you're so unique and special from all the other girls, exactly fucking like you. I'll be honest. 92% of the men, they do want dates. It would go somewhere and ultimately would go to sex, which, again, not every girl is perfectly okay with. But yeah, let's be honest. To get hit on, yeah, that's not going on dates. That's not dating. So there you go. At the same time, though, link below is a link to my book, The Book of Numbers, Analyze the ROI in the Pursuit of Women. To this date, it's the best study I've ever done or I've ever seen done. Calculating the pursuit of women for you boys, obviously. And then if you want to just invert all the numbers, lady, it would be the pursuit of men for you. I mean, you could just take the flip side of the stats. But at the end of the book, and I'm not giving anything away here, there are two things you can do to drastically increase your chances with women. One is go to the gym. The second is ask out more girls. And the third is be taller. But that third one you can't do anything about. But you can ask out a lot more girls. And by the way, it's go to the gym first and then ask out more girls. Don't ask out more girls and then go to the gym. You just wasted all your time at the gym and asking. You got to go to the gym first, then you ask out the girls. But yes, the number 2 thing you can do after you do the number 1 thing is you ask out a lot of girls. And I would say do it in person. Let's see what Rob says.
Or, oh man, no, this ain't good. Okay, so change it up. Don't do that again. And then I do. It's not easy, but it is simple. But it all comes back to you. It all comes back to me. It all comes back to, do I like myself?
See, there you go. Rob over at Rob Says on his YouTube. There's such wisdom. You don't even need me anymore. You just got rare. Rob Says, everybody. You can find him on YouTube. But yes, ask out more girls. Ask them out in person. Don't ask them out on the end. Ask them out in person. Your chances only go up. The worst thing they do is you get a snivelly, mean, no, I am a 5 hat. Like, okay, cool. It's fine. One of the best things you guys can get used to is rejection, where it's just like, okay, cool. That's fine. Moving along. So I do believe it, but you know, if you want to know your real stats, go get the Book of Numbers, Analyze the ROI in the Pursuit of Women. It's linked below. I would not say, oh my God, 2/3 of the girls are going to say yes. No, they're going to, 2/3, here's the best way to read that chart. 2/3 of the girls are going to like it that you're hitting on them. Oh, no, that has nothing to do with whether they're going to go out on a date or you're going to get their number. But they are going to like the fact you're hitting on. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, the chart proved that women like attention. Whoa! What would we do without the sociologists? Great polling, Evan. Oh, let's go to the super chat. Hat and Clogs, $5. Saw your thumbnail. Good luck on your weight loss goal. I'm already down 2 pounds. A pound a day. You see, I got to update it because not Rob says Rob, Hispanic guy, Rob. Vince, I'm a little, like my ideal goal, my ideal weight is $149. Okay, I'm 5'9", $1.49. I start to get 4-pack abs, right? I was at $156. I'm still charging up hills. I'm still going to the gym. I can still run miles. And Vince, just because I'm like posing and there's like a little bit of gut on my tight-fitting muscle shirt, he's like, "Hey, fatty. Hey, chungus." And so I was like, really? I mean, you're not in bad shape either, but I bet you could lose a little bit of weight. So we now have our weight loss competition. Me, him, Megatron, Rob. What was the guy's name? His handle. I forgot. I got him on the spreadsheet. It's like 5 or 6 of us. And Megatron is the only one who really needs to lose the weight for health reason. Vince, this guy, he says he wants to lose 5 pounds. I got to go down 7. But I'm already down 2. You don't eat carbs, and you don't eat until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And that's it. That's all you do. And then you just get a little bit hungry, and you just endure the hunger. That's how you lose weight, boys and girls. And I did also hike and go to the gym in the same day. So there's that. But, there's different foods than chicken tendies. Maybe try a salad or drink some H2O. I do. I have low carb, no carb stuff. I don't drink regular soda. I have Element, which is a really good hydration drink. I have soda water. Ice waters are really good. Yeah, there's a lot. There's even like a low carb ice cream that actually works. I mean, you can't eat the whole carton, but you can have a little bit of ice cream here and there. Mark Pagania, $5. Ex-girlfriend 46 is flexing because she's dating a 30-year-old army dude she met on Tinder. I don't have the heart to tell her she's recreational use. Mark. God has given you. Okay, Mark, here. Now, how do I do this? Better idea. Mark, you're at a movie. Okay? God has given you this perfect center seat. Nice clean seats, very comfy. It leans back. The movie that is happening in front of you is not real. She's not a human being. She's an NPC. You don't know this army guy. He's effectively an NPC. Now, he might become your friend. You don't have to yell at the character. You don't have to yell at the screen. Like, RoboCop doesn't hear you. So you just get to sit and enjoy the show, Mark. You don't have to have the heart to tell her because she wasn't going to listen to it because she's not real. She is not there. I am not here. Right? So just enjoy the show. God put on this great show for you. And you just watch it unfold. And then the movie's going to be like, if it sticks around for a while, you're like, that poor military guy. You report back to us and you tell us about the movie you saw, and then maybe we go see our movie. But what's great about God is he gives us all of our own movies for us to watch, and sequels, and different franchises, different girls with different mistakes, different crazy chaos. I wish I remembered the last name of the gal that punched me, which doesn't narrow it down. There were several. But the one that punched me because I did not want to sleep with her anymore. I want to know how she's doing. Okay, Lord, $5. I can't say what I want. F you, YouTube. I'd rather have sleep than give women attention. Sleep is so much more important than chasing. I'll tell you girls, too. Get good sleep. It's more important than boys. It's more important. Okay, it's more important than getting attention from boys at the nightclub. You are going to be in. I wonder how much of your depression, ladies, would go away if you, 1, stop with the antidepressants, 2, stop drinking heavily, 3, stop winning out nightclubbing, and you just got yourself a good night's rest and got a good run the next day. And a nice day. You get enough sun, too. I know that's not possible for Seattleites and Portlanders because that's the world's most miserable white people right there. But outside of that, get good sleep, both you boys and girls, and see if that doesn't help with your mental health. Ken Rose says hi for $2. Hello, Ken. And then Cyberbully, $5. There aren't many mid women out there. Either the girl is a super thin hot woman or an overweight girl. It is pretty polarized. Interesting. I'm kind of curious where you. I don't see a classic belt. I just see a very few elite group of hot women, and then it's just it goes thin. But I fucked up my face with tattoos or hair. Just an attitude in PBRF, BBR bar, BAPRF, BFPR face, and then it just explodes into Walmart weight. And yeah, then again in Vegas, you do have a class of women who are the workers, like the cocktail waitresses and the performers and the ladies of the evening and the strippers. So they all, you could kind of almost tell, like, oh yeah, take old fake biddies. That's the first way you could tell. But that's less than 1% of the population. You're like, oh yeah, everything looks like the Midwest now. Okay, just everyone's a little more tan down here. All right, that's it. The Book of Numbers, analyzing ROI in the pursuit of women. Link below. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.
The term
of the brown liqueurs. He sent me an article which prompted me to do some research into the past to see if any other articles are written in a certain way about it. So we're going to start with the article that predates the article the guy sent me, assuming the pop-up stopped. CNBC, this is from March 8th, 2021. CEO Fawn Weaver and her all-female leadership team, you go, girl, are piloting one of America's fastest growing whiskey companies to historic growth. Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey debuted in July of 2017, and in less than 2 years, the company expanded into all 50 states and 12 countries. Good. This is all good. I wish the best. What's the balance sheet look like? CEO and founder Fawn Weaver said that she attributes her company's success to building a workforce that mirrors America and by inviting all consumers to their table. Already I have concerns because I have an idea to make certain things, certain non-inshitified things. I'm not going to market to left-handed guys named Steve, right? I'm going to market to everybody. But, okay, sure. It's just like Minneapolis companies or firms like putting the sign, everyone welcome. Like, they got money? Yeah, they're welcome. The company says its customer base is made up of about 50% women. So now we have seen, who wrote this? Who is this? Emily De Cicio. Oh, girlfriend, did you talk? Did you discuss? Did you have mimosas? Not mementos. Did you Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey, a brand that honors the world's first known African-American master distiller and its all-female leadership team. See, here's the other thing. My buddy likes the whiskey. He's like, it's good whiskey. I said, good. Like that. And its all-female leadership team are smashing stereotypes and shattering glass ceilings. CEO and founder Fawn Weaver said that she attributes her company's success to not only building a workforce that mirrors America, but also by inviting all consumers to the table. I think that we did something that hadn't been tried before. Yeah, no Jews drinking the whiskey. No Italians. I don't want Italians drinking our scotch. Get them out of here. I think we did something that hadn't been tried before, which was to essentially say, listen, what we're making is good enough for everyone. We want everyone to bring everyone to the table. And we've seen a great deal of success, I believe, because of that. I want to see the financial statements. I will find out whether you were successful or not. Said Weaver, the first African-American woman to lead the major spirits. Oh my God, you're the first left-handed Guatemalan pygmy who jumps on one foot with blue eyes to make paper. Nathan Green, known to family and friends as Uncle Nearest, was a former Tennessee slave who taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey and is credited as Daniels' first master distiller, mentor, and teacher. Sorry, I hate to say this. I'm going to press D for doubt. You guys all rewrite history. That might be interesting. Weaver debuted Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey in July of 2017. In less than 2 years, the company expanded in all 50 states and 12 countries, according to IWSR Drinks Market Analysis. That is great. What does your cash flow statement look like? Uncle Nearest was one of the top 5 fastest growing U.S. whiskey companies in the country in terms of volume growth between 2018 and 2019. So 1 year it grew fast. What is your profits like? I don't care what your revenues are. What are your profits? At the end of 2020, we celebrated our 9th quarter in a row of triple-digit gains, and we are about to cross that mark again for this quarter, making our 10th straight. What? Price to sales, right, bro? EBITDA, bro. How's EBITDA? Catherine Jerkins, the Senior Vice President of Global Sales at Uncle Nearest, told CNBC, based on our data, we are seeing that Uncle Nearest consumers about 50% women. When we launched Uncle Nearest, the average whiskey bourbon drinker was made up of about 30% women overall. In a Monday evening interview, The News with Shepard Smith, Weaver said she was optimistic that the 50% figure would continue to grow. Well, wouldn't that then mean it's coming at the expense of your male? Like, wouldn't the ideal combination be the population? You want both men and women to grow? Do you see the focus on girl boss and women and vagina and secondarily skin color? Not the whiskey? We're excited to see that number, and that number has not nearly as high when we began. We've been seeing that climbing over the past 3 or 4 years. I can't wait to see that number keep going up. One of Green's descendants is also making her mark on the company. Victoria Edie Butler, Green's great-great-granddaughter, is the brand master's blender and the first African-American female master blender in history. She was also the first black woman to win Whiskey Magazine's Jesus Christ. I know it was peak woke and judge everyone by the color of your skin and not the content of character. I know it was all about the way you were born back then, and fuck your accomplishments. Which is sad because I'm kind of like, yeah, go make the whiskey, girls. Absolutely. To continue the great legacy, my great-grandfather, remember, continuing legacy, great-grandfather started, it feels like coming home. Edie Butler said it is the most beautiful responsibility and honor imaginable. Good, right? Right? Now, bear with me. I have to search this. Oh, let's go to news. I guess any one of these will do. This is from March 20th, 2026. Uncle Nearest bankruptcy filing axed amid. Oh, this is axed, and it's under a PayPal. All right, let's go. I want news. Sort by date. Oh, she was blocked for bankruptcy. There's complications. See it. Oh, fuck it. I don't have time for this. I want to go. I'll just give you a short version. Filed for bankruptcy. But then when you look at the recent articles, it has gone into receivership, which, again, just limited knowledge here. The creditors have taken possession of Nearest Whiskey because they filed for bankruptcy. And the CEO, again, whose name escapes me now, but it's a black woman if you didn't know, they had to file she tried to stop the bankruptcy, and then they sued her to put a gag order on her because read the articles, don't quote me. She's talking as if she still owns it, which has caused havoc for the creditors to regain whatever it filed for bankruptcy. It ain't a fucking business no more. I mean, it might be a business, but it failed. It failed. And here's the thing. This is for you younger people, okay? For you younger women. Because the older people aren't going to... You having a hole between your legs does not give you inherent value. The era of, put a chick in it and make her lame and gay. There is no intrinsic or inherent value to a brand, a movie, this or that, because women. If this is not an example, this is just one of many examples. It's a microcosm. We made whiskey. I heard it was good whiskey. I don't drink anymore, but I heard it was good whiskey. But you all did women, girl boss, women, black women, girl boss, breaking ceiling, shattering glass. There's no inherent value to that. And it was very much on display where Kathleen Kennedy said, I took this great brand and smeared a whole bunch of vagina on it. And people first showed up because Star Wars. But then it's dead. It's a dead brand. Whatever you pay. Now, you did make it back because of the momentum of the people who actually made Star Wars. But with the Acolyte and Rey and all this girl boss horse shit, you thought it was just it. Well, it's a really great product, but if we just add vagina to it, it'll make it great. A gender or a sex has no inherent value, and applying it to a product, no matter what it is, does not necessarily bring it more value. Typically not. And I'll tell you again, the Democrats through the public schools and college and universities, I'm 100% right on this. No, this is not conspiracy. For the past 3 generations, they've successfully convinced people that the most important thing about themselves is how they were born, as long as they weren't straight white males. That's 100% true statement. And they got people convinced at the upper echelons of corporate society to give you money because girl boss, right? If what's her name, Elizabeth Holmes wasn't a girl or hot, do you think she'd get the money? It's even inside, like Larry Fink is now coming. We tried the woke thing. It didn't work. Sorry, everyone. Sorry for being such a socialist little Nepo baby prick. You literally tried to take traits and say, look, but it's got women. We've seen what you've done to our cars. They're absolute dog shit cars now. But for anyone going into the future, as corporations are starting to figure out, okay, this idea that women or men in general, like any group of people, whether a trait you were born with, or I mean, you could do target with the gay community. Hey, yeah, advertise to gay people. Of course, they consume products too. Might want to have a little bit of pride, but don't make your whole fucking thing. As you're finding out, the way people are born has no value. It's as absurd as me being proud I have brown eyes. It's absurd. But I don't know how the bubble, well, I mean, yeah, okay, with the Democrat teachers brainwashing you all that the most important thing about you is the way you were born and not what you do. I can see after 3 generations, now you have these girl boss, look at, oh shit, I'm a the women's empowerment seminar right there. Look, why don't you just go to the mirror store, buy a bunch of mirrors and worship yourself the entire time and not do anything? You literally think all you got to do is add girl and somehow the product is better. It's not tangibly better. It doesn't taste better. It's not more affordable. The quality didn't go up. And you think with clear eyes and a clear mind, you realize how stupid it is to take a trait such as sex and apply to a product and think that somehow now it's better. And a lot of people say, oh, you're crazy. You're just as crazy. I'm not the one how many billions, if not maybe even trillions of dollars over the past 10, 15, 20 years has been spent on something simply because it had a woman involved or girl power or something like that. There's been serious money pissed away. Right, Kathleen Kennedy? Right, Disney? How much did you spend on this? This is real serious money, and investors are losing their money, including the founders of this company. I would have liked her to continue on. I'm like, yes, go make your money. And yeah, maybe, yeah, we're headed up by wind, but don't be that your whole darn thing. And then, oh, wow, surprise. There's no magic. The vagina does not carry the magic ability to make your company profitable. By the mere fact you happen to be one of the 2 genders that generally exist out there, that, wow, you're half the population, and that half of the population didn't magically add to the bottom line. And what I'm trying to do is prevent younger women from making the same mistake. It's very tempting, any group of person. Oh, you're black, you're Hispanic, you're Asian, you're this, you're that. And you whatever, black power or Hispanic pride. And that's why you're going to buy Gatorade or whatever it is. Or this whiskey. There's no value in that. There's no value in the way you were born. Did you make a good product that people wanted to buy? There's your value. And then it would speak to whatever group you happen to be. If you're a woman and you lead a successful whiskey company or whatever. So, yeah, that gal makes some damn good whiskey or cigarettes or boats or whatever it is. But please do not fall for the Democrat, media, teachers, women's empowerment, girl boss, college professoriate, academia horseshit that somehow, just because you got a hole between your legs and not a stick, that has inherent value. This is not to be confused with women like certain products, right? Yes, obviously you would market to women's products things, and if you're a male, you would market certain things to the male things, and if you happen to be Hispanic, you would tailor your marketing for this, or Asian, right? There's different people, different purposes, different needs. Obviously, you would, women need more hair product than men, of course. But this neutral thing, bullets, right? Is that what's going to be next? An all-girl bullet manufacturer, and we the pink tip, the he, and then we're going to go on speaking tours and seminars and this and that. We're going to have our arms on here. We're going to pose. We're going to be on magazines. And are you going to make some fucking bullets? Are they good quality bullets, or is it just going to be bullets plus vagina? And so for younger women out there, for the love of God, do not think there's any value to the way you were born. All these, I'll give you a perfect example. No one with a hyphenated American Studies degree goes on to be financially successful. Whether that's a women's studies degree or African American studies degree or Chicano literature study, right? Because there's no inherent way of valuing the way you were born. Now, if you had to be, whatever, Latino, and you go and you make a really great video game studio. Wow, it's a really cool video game. Yes. But what you've been told that you just have to be a woman and you're amazing and that you could do anything just by the sheer fact you were born that way. No, that's not how the real world works. You need to go and do something to produce something of value. And that hole between your legs is not going to magically make the bottom line profitable. It's not going to make your cash flow from operations exceed your cash flow from investing. And I think we are at the end of that now, especially in the media. I think with Captain Marvel, with Captain Flatbutt and permanent resting bitch face Brie Larson, I think with, what's her name? Snow White or Shit Brown in the Seven Portlanders. I forget her. Kelser? No, what was her name? It doesn't matter. All this, it has value because girls and girl boss, it's over. The political will or the political desire of investors, multi-billionaire, multi-millionaire, very rich investors, like, we got to do the girl boss, we got to do the thing. Larry Fink. What a fraud. It's over. They don't. Shit, how much money did we lose? Because, yeah, maybe deep down inside they're Democrats, maybe deep down inside they're feminists, but when they start losing their own money, that shit ends real quick. And on top of it, it's not feasible. If you're not profitable, then you can't pay your people, you can't pay your suppliers, and the business is no longer sustainable. It ends. Forget politics. That's science. That's math. That's physics. So, ladies, I'm trying, you young, because you older ladies, here, you've done your thing. Go do your stuff. For you younger ladies, you want to be successful? You want to be a real powerful, strong woman? Go into engineering. Go actually create a real product, not product plus vagina. Product that already exists plus vagina. No. Do a real business, not the Elizabeth Holmes fraudulent business. Don't you ever say, we're an all-girl team and we're shattering things and breaking seals. No. No one likes that. And unfortunately, where at least the intention of feminism to treat women equally is a noble and should be sought after kind of goal. Feminists in the past, and I mean recent past, like up to today, have behaved so poorly and so arrogantly. No one likes feminists. Except feminists themselves. If I see, what was it? I think it was called City Girl Coffee. No, I'm not buying City. Owned by a woman. No, not buying your coffee. The all-girl cafe. And we own girl power. Rosie the Riveter. No, it's bad marketing. It's really bad marketing. And so, ladies, go become a dentist, go become an engineer, become a doctor, become an accountant, become a tradeswoman, right? Go actually, if you go become a distiller. But for God's sake, never forget the reason you're becoming a distiller is to make the fucking booze. The reason you're becoming a plumber is to fix plumbing leaks. The reason you're becoming an engineer is to engineer things. It's not, I'm a girl and there's something else on this. No one gives a fuck you're a girl. You're half the fucking population. And ladies, if you do want to have intrinsic value, there's one way you can do it. Men don't have this option. Ladies, if you want to have value unto yourself for simply being a woman, be hot. I'm sorry, that's the only way that you get intrinsic value is to be hot, because men will want to sleep with you. And I understand you don't want that. You don't want to be objectified, and sex is bad, and oh my God, men just want to have sex with us. Fine, you don't. But then don't think that you have value outside of the gender just because of your gender. You're like, oh yeah, I do a road construction company, but it's for all women. How are your roads? But there is an option for you to have intrinsic value. That is to be physically attractive, to be sexy. Right? You know, there's modeling, and there's OnlyFans, there's marriage. Whoa! You can have intrinsic value that way, but you'd have to be feminine and nice and sweet. You know, the male's desired version of feminine, not girl boss. You know, girls are practicing a mini, stupid little chin hat. But I understand if you don't want to, you know, subserviate yourself to men. I get that. So, but by all means, if you want to have value, go produce something of value that everybody wants. And don't for a second think that somehow the way you were born is going to add real value to your product or service. And more so to the media, by all means, keep making girl boss. I don't need, go ahead. Keep making insufferable bitches your leads. Keep doing it. Yeah, oh, it's got women. Oh, lesbian women. Well, go ahead. Keep doing the trait-based shit. And I emphasis on shit because remove all the politics and the trait-based thing. It's still a shit product that you made. Go. Oh, yeah, that's right. Remember She-Hulk? Oh, my God. Yeah, keep making She-Hulk. Make Velma. Go make more Star Trek Emotional Tampon Academy, or whatever the fuck it was. Okay, Lord, $2. Ah, yes, having 5 girl bosses tell me how to program. Cryogenic Trucker, $2. Aaron for President of the United States 2020. Frankly, the country doesn't deserve me. I do not want to waste my day. You can't drive after you're president, so that's not going to happen. And I wouldn't be a president. I'd be a dictator. I'm in charge? Well, here's how it's going to be, because it's going to be my way or the highway. There'd be a dictatorship, martial law. You wouldn't, trust me, there would be a year of really bad times, probably a civil war. You don't want me as president, but I don't want to be president. I want to hike. Prince Revolver, $2, like the WNBA were greatness. Yeah, I mean, no, I got to admit, I have watched the NBA. I'm like, well, they actually are talented. I'm not entertained all that much, but they are talented. But yeah, exactly. We're women's basketball. We deserve as much as men. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're not as entertaining or as athletic as the men. Sorry. Just the way you were born does not entitle you to other. I'm trying to think of what the male version of it would be, but it's just so. I don't care. It solves itself. I mean, you all lost at least $500 billion, and minimum. If we were to add up all the corporate losses on initiatives and movies and girl boss horseshit and propaganda, you at least lost $500 billion. And now the investors are like, oh shit. I guess, remember Gillette? We hate men. Men are bad, and you're all abusers and raisinists. Because they thought they'd get women to buy the shaving cream and the razors for men, because women buy 80% of shit, which they don't. They don't. Certainly not men's shit. Yeah, I don't know. Was that the fad? Was that the cool thing? Hey, let's just pile on men and